was a difficult week for us. So winning today is really important. Probably more important than the performance, but I was also happy with the performance. I think having only 2 days to rest and some travel, only one training session yesterday, and to play in a little different system is not easy to do. And so compliments to the guys of applying those things they learned yesterday in training into tonight's match against a team full of confidence and a very dangerous team. So I was very happy with the majority of the game. I think managing the emotions in the last, I don't know, how many, 12 minutes extra time, we need to be better at. I think an LAFC team who is a little more clever or savvy in those last 12 minutes wins 3-0 and doesn't win 2-1. And I think that's something we need to learn, something that could have helped in Miami as well. But to close out this week, we're very happy with this performance and result.
And Olivier Giroud didn't get on the score sheet, but he was influential tonight in all sorts of ways. What did you make of what you saw from him, and really what are you expecting from him over the next month or so?
I expect from him the same I expect from every player. Every player has a role on this team, and every player needs to contribute to what LAFC as an organization and what we as a team are here to do. And tonight he contributed in the ways that he can. He fought, he ran, he controlled some of our vertical play very well. He had some link-up play as well. The only thing missing was a goal, and he had a great chance. But if we're getting him in good areas and good spots, and we're getting him chances, and he's creating chances for others, then we're going to be good, and we're going to win a lot of games.
Coach, first, congratulations on the victory. 2 quick ones. 1, 5 matches now in the next 30 days or so. What does that mean for LAFC to be able to get some rest, get some training in? So looking at the schedule long term, and then any update on Maxime Chanel?
Unfortunately, I do not have an update for you yet. I'll leave that to our medical team. It means that we'll get some rest. It means our focus is just on the MLS, and our focus is just on gaining as many points as possible in the next coming weeks. It also means that LAFC will be able to play with intensity every minute of every game we play the next couple months.
Just follow up on Maxime. Was it a head? Was it a lower body? Why did he come off?
Well, there was a clash of heads earlier in the match. After the goal, I actually don't know if there were symptoms or if it's just fatigue. I can't tell you. I do not know. But thank you for asking.
Hello, Coach. During the first half, there were some defensive woes where Yori had to make some key saves. But in the second half, you guys defensively looked more solid. What did you tell your players during halftime to correct the defensively?
Yeah, I know. I think those moments that you're referring to in the first half, I think was just a few moments of mental just lapses. And in-box defending means you need to see the ball, you need to feel the opponent, and or see the opponent, understand where you are in relation to your goal and your teammates. And I thought we're just a little too far away from some of their key players in the box, guys like Martinez or Chicho and Christian Espinoza are predators in the box, and you have to be closer to them. And we didn't find, those gaps were a little too big for me in the first half, and we just closed those up in the second.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
Both the goals today came off rebounds from the goalie. How often do you implement and emphasize going after rebounds in your coaching?
Yeah, it's part of every finishing drill. When you finish, you don't just shoot and stop. You always see if there's a rebound, and we basically tell our attackers, and in my youth development coaching days as well, for younger players, it's standard. If there is an opportunity to score, no matter if it's unrealistic or easy, always score. Get used to and make it a habit of following the ball, following your shots, and finishing every play possible.
Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win, Sydney. You guys have moved from 9th to 6th just based off this game. And you guys are going to be playing against Portland, who's 7th now. So I was wondering what your defensive strategy will be as you guys are preparing for next week.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Portland is also a team similar to San Jose. They're quite dangerous going forward. They have some prolific attackers, some a potent attack, but also are vulnerable on the other end. And so We need to manage and control their attackers. We need to manage and control them in transition, where they're pretty slippery and dangerous. And yeah, for us, we're not too concerned with the table right now. For us, it's more about just gathering as many points you can until the end of the summer, and then we'll start looking at the table closer to put ourselves in position for playoffs. But for the moment, we're just focused on winning games.
Hi, Coach. How do you help players to minimize hesitation when it comes to scoring a goal?
Repetition. I think on the training field, repetition is very important for them. There's no way to recreate the exact same moment in a game in the training field, but with repetition, you can trick your body into doing things automatically. Muscle memory, creating behaviors and habits and principles of play is how we coach at LAFC. Not so much in strategy or patterns. It's more of behaviors and principles, and I think finishing is one of those. And we try to focus that and put players in positions in training that somewhat replicates the game, but those positions are always going to be different. And if you put the player in the same position every game or in every training session, that rarely happens in a game. And so they really need to be understanding that moments may feel similar, but they're always different. But you still need to treat it in the same manner. And it's a matter of training methodology.
Hi, Gustavo with Mito. Congratulations. If you had to describe tonight's game as a telenovela, who would you say brought the hero plot twist tonight?
Sergio Palencia scored his first goals in 10 years. A fellow outside back, the unsung heroes of a lot of teams, doing the dirty work, and tonight he was the hero. So let's give him his night.
I was going to ask about Palencia, but you answered on that one. So what made you so effective against Chicho and Joseph Martinez tonight? Joseph had one really good chance, but Hugo stepped up to him. But, those guys have been very effective for Bruce Arena so far this season. How do you guys limit them?
Yeah, just being closer to him. You can't give him any wiggle room, especially in and around the box. In midfield, further away from goal, fine. If Martinez and Chicho are picking the ball up in midfield, that means there's nobody up top finishing plays, and I am just fine with that. But in and around the box, you have to get close to them. You have to stress them. You have to deny them from shooting, because they can punish you for a half chance, much like we saw last Wednesday.
Hi, Coach, in the back. With San Diego coming into this league, we see a lot of these San Jose players kind of looking at this game as a rivalry. Do you think that, similar to the Cascadia Cup, Copa Tejas, that we should maybe have like a Cali Cup, something like that, with the 4 teams now in California?
Please don't invent any more cups or games. The season and the schedule is so full. We do not have time for it. If they want to play in preseason, great.
No more games, just like adding up the point tables like they do for Copa Tejas. They like head-to-heads in the league, they add up the points and then kind of give a trophy for that.
I appreciate the creativity, but I think the last thing this country needs is more confusion. We need to focus on our domestic league MLS. I think we need to articulate better what the Leagues Cup means to us and what the Champions Cup means to us. Focus on the U.S. Open Cup, focus on communicating the meaning of those tournaments and how they're played and how things are decided in those tournaments, rather than come up with new ones. But I appreciate the question and the creativity.